never sleep, brother, he ain't never rest. He ain't never slumber, never put him to the test. He be reigning king forever, resurrected after death. All praise to God, brother, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, all praise to the one. Praise to the one, the only begotten son. Reigning king forever, never put him to the test. He ain't never slumber, brother, he ain't never rest. I was living for the day, never thinking about that future. Little did I know that I was headed off to Lucifer. The strongholds broken once I gave my life surrendered. It's to Christ the King, all praise due from earth ascended. It's the LA anthem, me revival in the city. Shout out to CC Inglewood, the body going litty. Shout out to Jeremiah, my little brother on the MIDI. Mashing up to heaven, everybody come to witty. Got my kids in Long Beach, headed to the baptism. Tupac instrumental, another type of ambition. I'ma pray you take the wrong way, the Bible, the directions. Looking unto Jesus as he making intercession. It's a prayer for the deuces, a prayer for the trades. Prayer for Sudanese and a prayer for the Asians. Prayers being answered as we pray them all with faith. Standing on a firm foundation, rocking ages. He ain't never sleep, brother, he ain't never rest. He ain't never slumber, never put him to the test. He be reigning king forever, resurrected after death. All praise to God, brother, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, all praise to the
Yo, we in the house. 9 o'clock straight up on a Tuesday. AC Sports Live. In the cockpit on this 26th day of March 2024. Thank you so much for hanging out with your boy. Please share on your socials. Hit the like button if you're on YouTube. Facebook, hit the like button, heart button. LinkedIn, like, thumbs up. Twitter, retweet. Really appreciate the love and support on AC Sports Live. Tonight's show, NFL has made the Tender Love Report. As an organization, as a crew, they have changed the rules of the game. I'm not sure if we even gonna be playing football after a while. Hip drop, tackle, ban, kickoff rules changed. We're gonna talk about it. Shohei Otani is in the news. We're going to talk about his situation. My 2 cents. A couple of topics under there. Roy Jones speaking on the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. And some other videos that came through my feed that might be worth a few words of banter. My mental reps. I got 2 topics for my mental reps as we continue to add to our repertoire, as we continue to learn, and then the importance of experiencing things for yourself. Then I have a new more segment. Last week we introduced Tragic Johnson. We made an adjustment to stall out Magic, because they named him Tragic Johnson after that one bad pass he threw way back in the day. I changed it to a Philadelphia term, a Philly term, Jawns. Tragic Jawns. I got James Harden and Coach Cal on my Tragic Jawns segment. This is AC Sports Live. Let's get it.
He ain't never slumber, never put him to the test. He be reigning king forever, resurrected after death. All praise to God, brother, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, all praise to the one.
Yes, sir. Okay, man. We in here. And a lot's going on. On top of P. Diddy's nonsense, there's some sports going on. I believe the Lakers beat the Bucks in double overtime without LeBron James. I was in the boxing gym getting beat up, so I missed it. I'm going to have to watch the replay. And being in the boxing ring tonight, once again, I thought I was in good shape. I tapped out after 2 rounds. And my legs are still shaking from exhaustion. After my cold shower, after cooling down, I'm still jittery from all the head movement and jabbing and avoiding punches. That's why I'm like, if Mike Tyson don't take Jake Paul out in 3 rounds, it might not be what we think it's going to be. Hey, man, let me say what's up to my peopleization. Sweet brother Noopsy is back. And the Time Is Now podcast, which is being produced and coming to the NGBN TV network real soon. James Miggity Mac in here. The Miggity Mac is in the house. What's up, my brother? I appreciate you, man. Just trying to make a variety, sweet brother Noopsy. I'm trying to make a variety. Keep it quick. They were down 19 in the fourth. And AR-15 and D-Lo went crazy in the second half. With the 3-point basket, man, you're never out of the game. Never out of the game. Coach Punch, Coach Chef, you in the crib, in the house, all the way up in the house on the second floor. A Sheezy in the Beezy. I got OG Anti, Veteran, Queen, Tiff, Coleman, Trevino, Anti-Fam in the building. Where's Rick Burgess at? In Nigeria? Rick Burgess went to Africa and never came back. Ain't that something? Well, they say cocoa butter will do that to you. So Rick Burgess is still boycotting Taylor Swift. He said, Travis Kelce, don't do it. He did it. He did it. All right, man. The NFL has made the Tender Love report. I'm not sure if you've seen the news, but some changes came down. The hip drop tackle. Hip drop tackle. I'm really concerned because I played defense. I wasn't a lifer. I learned to play defense in college, but I was an offensive guy my whole life. I went to defense in college and then ended up playing in the NFL for a quick cup of coffee. Then I played a couple more years in the Arena League. I played a couple of years overseas. And the hip drop tackle, as you're trying to tackle someone from behind and being a sure tackler, one who does not miss tackles, this is one sure way to get people down. Where you grab them securely by the waist, not by their feet or their knees where they can run out of that. You grab them by the waist and you pull them down. And it does create a sticky situation for the ball carriers, like, knees and ankles. And with the safety of the players, the priority, they've made a rule where you can't tackle people from behind and fall and bring them down. So my question is, how are you supposed to tackle someone like weight, like speed, running away from you? I just don't know what to tell my son who's playing defense, who is just in his second year playing the sport on scholarship, and his job is to tackle people. So we have to rethink not only how you hit people in the front, but how you tackle people from behind. One of the most famous tackles in the history of the Super Bowl, was the tackle made by the at that time the St. Louis Rams versus the Titans. When Kevin Tyson caught that pass and he was tackled at the 3-yard line with a hip drop tackle. What are we doing? Is this football? Or is this tiddlywinks? I don't know where we're going with this. Tiffany said, hey, hope you weren't watching your Bucks get beat like that by my Lakers. She had to see it. That's why she came. And I appreciate you, Tiff. Please be a regular. I appreciate you. Foreman beat Moore at 45 and became heavyweight champ. Mike is champ and Jake Paul isn't Moore. Okay. But Foreman's style doesn't require much energy. He can stand there and wail on you and take punches. Mike's style is active. Mike's style is in your taking your space. Foreman's style is waiting and counterpunching. I'm pulling for Mike Tyson. I got Mike Tyson. I'll take that loss if he does go past 3 rounds and he gets tired. I'm just letting you know that I'm dog tired, and I only went 2 rounds tonight before the show. I told him, I said, I'll be back. I ain't got it tonight. I would need something strong. And I ain't talking about caffeine either. I would need something stronger. I would need something like steroids or cocaine or something crazy. Hip drop made the Tender Love. Yes. Yes, it made the Tender Love report. I don't know what we're going to do, how we're going to teach tackling. I mean, rugby tackling is hip waist slam. I do have an idea. I have an idea what could be done. I saw some kids let's see if you guys agree. I saw some kids playing, I believe it was rugby, and I saw a it was a creative tackle. I do have a couple examples of what's going to happen. Some bad tackling. So these kids playing ball. Let's put the RKO in. Why not? Randy Orton comes to your camp and teaches the team how to do RKO tackling. You run up to a guy, grab him by his shoulder pads, not his horse collar, shoulder pads, and you jump in front of him and slam him down. That might work. And every time you hit him, you hear the Randy Orton song, I hear voices in my head. They come to me, they understand, they talk to me. They talk to me. That's our new tackling right there, man. Little dudes doing RKOs. I saw some bad tackling, which is probably what we're going to be seeing moving forward. Because I'm going to be afraid to get a penalty. Look at number 13. And I put this is actually what's going to look like. 13 should blow this guy up. No, I'm scared. No, I'm scared. Forget it. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be a bunch of guys afraid to pull the trigger. This should be a knockout. Oh no, I can't do it. No, I can't do it. That's what we're going to see. A bunch of Bradberries. Philadelphia Eagles corner Bradbury did that tackle right there in the playoffs versus the Tampa Bay Bucks. Hit him. No. That's what we're getting towards, man. This is the new NFL. Trash. I'm not with this rule at all. How are they going to officiate this rule? One of my biggest fears is that they're going to have a long, drawn-out game with a bunch of penalties because they're not going to be able to differentiate what's a hip pull down and a regular tackle from the side. So I don't know what you think about it, man. What y'all think about it, man? I mean, shoot. Howard Butler said it's going to be a crazy season. Absolutely. Coach Pond said AD has monster game tonight. Let's talk about them Lakers, but then we may turn around and lose to Memphis tomorrow. I need to have you basketball heads on the show one day so we can talk about the Lakers. I was going to the Sixers game on Friday, but I kind of got cold feet when they said LeBron is a game time decision. So I said, no Embiid, maybe no LeBron, I'm not going. And of course, LeBron played and AD played. That's the gripe I have with today's game. I don't know who's playing every night. Mike Staff, yeah, with the Titans, yeah. I remember that tackle. Remember that? Queen Elaine in here. Mike Staff said Poncho LeBron plays tomorrow, but AD may not. So let's see. They gotta limit the minutes, man. but they need to play every night. It's not football. I guess you're supposed to just let Derrick Henry rag you down to the field. That's my worry, man. If you grab a guy from behind, you can't drop. You got to let him drag until your friends come. How much to join that gym? Well, right now, everybody that says they might want to join, my son is in school and my son has a membership. So first come, first serve. If we want to come on my son's dime, you might as well use the money I ain't using. I had to find out, man. The gym was brand new when I started. So I got grandfathered in whatever I was paying. And then I had to find out what the new rates are, man. AC2 in the building. Yeah, RKOs all over the place. Dr. Hill in the building. Let's go. James Mack says football was made from instinct and natural adjustments. Now it's getting too much of a mind game of thinking too much. And you cannot play fast if you're thinking too much. It's going to be a tragic situation when the game-winning touchdown or the game-winning tackle is made, but a 15-yard penalty and a $50,000 fine when you do a hip drop down tackle. So we're going to call Randy Orton and have him come and teach us how to do the RKO tackle. Y'all with it? Y'all with it? All right, man. Well, I got y'all attention. Remember, we have an initiative. April 6th, we are trying to train 100,000 people on the techniques, the awareness tips, everything you need to save a life, everything you need to do to listen for as far as preventing suicide. So we want you to register now on the NGBNTVnetwork.com website. It's quick, it's free. We got 2 rotations, 9 a.m. and then 11 a.m. So if you missed the first one, you come right back. But when you register, they'll give you your times. Again, just having a skill is so important. Remember, we used to get those CPR courses. If you ever been a coach, you had to learn CPR again and get your CPR card. Well, having a suicide prevention training can save a life because you don't know who might be going through something. This training will help you find out what those signs are. And I'm getting really good at it. I'm hearing from my friends that might be reaching out and I say, hey man, everything good? Let me pray for you, man, real quick. And you never know, man, you can help somebody prevent getting to that very dark spot. So I'm gonna leave that interstitial right there on the screen to remind you, April 6th is the day. So if today is March 26th, March, April, May, March, April, May. So next week, be ready. I'm going to throw up my other interstitial and my Saving Lives screensaver. Also, if you want to be a blessing and an executive producer, I have an opportunity for you. If you all didn't know, my daughter is in film school and she's wrapping up her whole college experience at Loyola Marymount, LMU. Big time film school. Her last project, music video. Thank God, because her last project was pretty pricey and old dad and old mom had to put some money down to make sure her production got the funds necessary to produce the film. Well, now she's doing something a little bit less costly, but it still is necessary to raise funds for the project. So I'm gonna give you all an opportunity right now to be part of the project. I've already hit up my boys from Drill, my college boys at UCLA and at LMU, and they helped out for the first wave. But I'm coming to the peopleization of AC Sports Live. If you have 20 bucks or 50 or a crispy Benji that you may not be spending on a Visa card you got on a gift card one day, throw it my daughter's way. You can throw it to my Zelle or Cash App and I'll make sure she gets it. I believe they're shooting this week. Every dollar helps. We've already paid for most of it, but she still needs to pay the crew with food. So that's where we are. Ultimately, you know, dad always ends up coming through, but I want to give my people the opportunity to help out if they can. So I'm going to leave that up for a little while. Sit your phone up, turn your phone on, hit one of those QR codes, and put your name on the project. Anyone that gives gets an executive producer credit because you are putting some funds, some resources to the project. So if you can, that will be a huge, huge blessing. I appreciate you. Sherman said, what happened to tackling with malicious intent? We're going to need a different Hall of Fame for these players. I'm saying you can't play the way we were taught. The game has changed. Now, the other rule the NFL brought down was kickoff. Have you seen this? AC2 said a horse RKO is a horse collar every day of the week. Yeah, but you got to give up something to get something. You can't take away the horse collar and the hip drop. How else are you going to tackle somebody? Well, how about if you RKO with shoulder pads? You run up to a guy, you grab his shoulder pads, and you bring his shoulder pads down. Call it RKO shoulder pad style. We got to get healthy. I'll be surprised if AD plays tomorrow. Them old bones is getting old and crackly. Well, you got 15 or so games left in the regular season. It's time to get healthy. Everybody, I hope Joel Embiid is out there getting some illegal drugs for that knee so we can be ready for the playoffs. I hope AD goes out here and gets some illegal drugs so he can handle Sabonis up in Sacramento. Now, this kickoff, they're taking it from the XFL. And they're not going to give the XFL a ton of credit. But they have to because that's where they got it from. Now, I'm looking at it on the X. Hopefully they let me take a look at it. All right, so kickoff team will start on the 45. The return team will start on the 30. And the kicker will kick from the opposite 40. And the play doesn't start till the ball is caught or it hits the ground. So I really don't like this because I was a guy who ran down on kickoff. If you're a speed guy and you make your money getting down on kickoff, they're messing with your money. If you're a return man, you can't return the kick unless you have a really outstanding line up front. So what are we doing? Now, I was a person who got injured on kickoff. I hurt my arm. I broke my arm in 2 places on kickoff. I understand how difficult it is to avoid injury on a 40-yard sprint head-on collision. But how often does that happen? It's very unlikely that you'll get injured. I was being reckless when I got injured. I was being reckless. I was running down full speed with no care in the world about my body or getting injured. I was trying to make a play. And I reached out with my arm to tackle the ball carrier because I was being blocked from behind. I was getting illegally blocked. But I still wanted to make the tackle. So on my way down, I clipped the ball carrier's foot with my arm and got him down. Got up and celebrated. And then all my friends started throwing up because they saw my arm was bent the other way. And that's not what you want. However, this rule change as far as the alignment of kickoff, which takes away the full-on sprint. You get to still hit in the 10-yard radius, so it's going to be a less of an impact hit. But as far as it being a kickoff, they took away kickoffs by making the kickoff a touchback every time. Now you'll probably see more kickoff returns, but you won't see the same excitement because now it's a 10-yard fight like the video game at the 35-yard line coming out. I don't know how that's going to go. Happy boy, McGill Lara, NFL might as well go play flag football. Might as well. Is the ball carrier going to stop running when you grab you from the waist? And so I don't do a hip drop? Like, is it going to be two-hand touch? If I grab you, give yourself up. Like, you got to give yourself up like a quarterback. Is that what we're talking about? I was definitely a gunner, and that's your money. Tell him, Mac, you taking away some people's livelihood, man. Because getting down on kickoff, what's Matthew Slater, who just retired, 15 years or so in the NFL running down on kickoff. We'll never see that guy again. AC2 said you also have to announce that you are going for an onside kick. You have to tell the opposition you're going to kick the onside kick? Well, I don't know if that's a big deal because you pretty much tell the team you're going for an onside kick by lining up that way. I got our first donation. My good brother Todd Prunty dropped some dividends on my daughter's project. Todd, I appreciate you, man. You don't understand how much that means. I really, really appreciate you, man. The support and the effort necessary to hit the camera on your phone and donate some cheese is so much. Back to the topic. Onside kick. What if you don't want to kick an onside kick after you say I want to kick an onside kick? Is that illegal? Is it going to be lined up the way we used to go? They do have football players on the committee. Because they had football players on the committee when they were trying to design what is a catch. What is a catch? They had Chris Carter and all them guys on there saying, well, you have to survive the fall and all this other stuff. I was happy when it was the ground can't cause a fumble. So now the game done changed. You're never supposed to reach out. Hard lesson I learned in high school, pull my arm out of socket. Well, guess what? Now that you can't hit, now that you can't hug, all we're going to be able to do is reach and slam. Reach and throw people down. What they should have done is made a touchback not start at the 25, but instead at the 10-yard line. That will make returners return. Great idea. At this point, it's mute. I wonder what else the committee of owners are going to come up with to make the game less watchable. More gimmicky. I don't know if this one's going to ride. I'm going to bet $2. I'm going to bet $2 that they're going to get this hip drop tackle reevaluated so that it's not every single tackle that's been a hug and tackle situation. It has to be a deliberate fall on their feet. So if you grab someone from behind and go to their side and fall, as long as you don't fall on their feet will be the modification. Otherwise, there's no way you can tackle somebody, man. There's just no way. We'll be right back after this message from the NGBN TV network.
1 week after launching our exclusive sneak peek, NGBN TV was live for 3 days of continuous coverage from Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas.
NGBN TV is live from Las Vegas for Super Bowl 58.
The one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s was the conversation for the big game about men's mental health. In the world of athletes, celebrities, and influencers, we're on notice. But we're just getting started with new partnerships announced like the Team Nike 3-on-3 Championship and new platforms available to download the NGBN TV app. So, what are you waiting for? Download the app today from your favorite streaming device or check us out at ngbn.tv. This is NGBN TV.
Back in the building. Let's go to our next topic. Shohei Otani, the gambler. The gambler. Now, he's a Dodger, so I'm going to stall him out. However, this has all the earmarks and signs of a cover-up of a good buddy taking the fall. And Shohei Otani is such a huge star. He means so much to the story of my beloved Dodgers 2024 season, which is upon us. The Dodgers have already played 2 games, and the Classic and opening night is tomorrow. With all the commotion, Shohei Otani came out with a 12-minute statement yesterday with his new interpreter, and he claims to have never made a bet, and that is his good friend Ipe Mizuhara stole $4.5 million. Hard to believe. I know Shohei has hundreds of millions of dollars, and 4.5 million doesn't seem like a lot of money that's missing because you have so much money. However, the initial story was he paid his interpreter's gambling debt with 2 deposits of $500,000 each. However, being a California resident or a California employee, you're not allowed to gamble in California, which makes this very sticky. So somebody has to make or take the fall. And taking one for the team is the phrase that pays in this one, where Shohei Otani continues to make his $700 million deferred playing for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And his good friend won't go to prison, because I don't think Shohei wants his friend to go to prison, because his friend is taking the rap for him. Now, I believe deep down inside, he probably has not a gambling problem. He likes to gamble. However, the culture, the temperature of gambling for athletes right now is a no-no. You don't even want to gamble tournament pick'em. You can't even do your brackets as an athlete. When we played, we were very much told, do not participate in any type of gambling whatsoever. Because if anything was ever speculated that you gambled on your sport, you're going to be in big trouble, and you're going to be banned and blackballed and not be able to play your sport ever again. I believe there's a story right now in the NBA where a bench player was caught gambling on something, and it's a big deal. They're going to ban him from the NBA completely. I believe the Philadelphia Eagles just signed our corner from the Indianapolis Colts. I believe his name is Rodgers, who had a gambling situation where he had to clear his name. And it's just not something you want to do as an athlete, especially an athlete of Shohei Otani's magnitude of stardom. To be the best player of all times, being the best hitter pitcher of all times, and now you have a black eye. Remember when Michael Jordan had all these gambling situations? And this was the onset of the internet, and we didn't even have social media yet. Just imagine if we had Twitter when Michael Jordan was going through his gambling problems and his gambling situation, and Ahmad Rashad asked MJ, do you have a gambling problem? He said, I like to compete. I like to gamble. I like to try. I like my chances. I like to, cards and golf and everything that he did. He gambled a little bit. He was playing quarters with the security guards on The Last Dance. He likes to gamble. Have you ever gambled on a basketball game? Is the next question. So it's just not a good look. You don't want to be involved in it. You want to stay away from it, as far away from it as possible. And I don't understand why guys can't understand that. Todd said, the gambler. His boy fell on the sword for him. Otani is going to take care of him. Big time. Just like Barry Bonds taking care of his boy for Balco. Take this one for the team. Do 18 months. I got you and your family. I got more money than the bank. I'll take care of you. Matter of fact, you won't even do no jail time. I'll make sure you good. I just need you to take this one for me, because if I don't play, nobody gets paid. And that's what it normally is. If the person that's bringing the cheese, a la Michael Vick, y'all should have took the rap and said Mike had nothing to do with it. No, not these dudes. Mike knew all about it. Mike was financing the gambling. Mike was financing the whole deal. Jonte Porter from Toronto. Sweet brother Noomsy come through with the info. Austin Reeves had a questionable one the other week on an easy parlay. So that's where it gets really tricky. When they come at you about something you're going to do anyway, like score points. I need you to score more points. I need you to make sure you don't score as many points. Go ahead and win the game, but win the game to beat the point spread or not reach the point spread. Whatever the bookie or the person came at you with. Now, I don't think Austin Reeves is that kind of guy. However, you never know, because it is a rush. It is it's a feeling that you can't explain when you've picked something. Not if you're involved in the actual point shaping, that's a whole nother deal. But the fact that you've put some money on something and it comes true and it happens, it's a rush. You don't even need the money, but winning and competing and getting that immediate like satisfaction. Remember when a casino had to sue Barkley to get their $500,000 back? I think it's more prevalent than we know. And I think a person like Shohei Otani, even though there's a language barrier, for all we know, Shohei can speak perfectly good English. He might be hiding behind the fact that he can't speak English when he possibly can speak perfectly good English. He just don't want to get caught for what he's doing. That's why Shohei only taking 1 million. So he don't spend off the 700 million. All right. So at the end of the day, what we might be speculating may not be true, but it might be true. Where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Does Shohei Otani have a gambling problem? When his handler said no more answers, no more questions, that lets me know they said all they're going to say and let it go away. They're going to let the interpreter be the person that takes the fall, and they're going to keep it pushing, and Shohei going to play game one all the way through until he can't play. Mike Staff said he only had to make 3 threes, and he was averaging 4.4 a game for the last 2 weeks. He made 2 and shot 2 out of 6. When he had a wide open one twice in the second half, he passed it away. It was glaring. I hope that ain't so. I mean, in the pros, man. College kids I can see because they ain't got no money. But professionals that got money, there's no need. It's not necessary. But when it's blaring like that, best believe the NBA took notes. The NBA is going to keep their eye on him, and anything else come up that looks suspicious, he's going to be on an investigation. And then you're going to have AR-15 gone. All right, my 2 cents. Roy Jones Jr. agrees with me about the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. So let's look at what Roy Jones had to say about it. I'm not going crazy.
Yeah, about the Jake Paul Tyson fight. The Jake Paul Tyson fight, it's not an exhibition. I heard it's been upgraded to a fight. If it's a fight, it's very intriguing how it may turn out, because Jake Paul has gotten a lot better with his boxing over the days, but Mike Tyson, even at 57, 58, however old he is, he's still Mike Tyson. When I boxed him in 21,
still Mike Tyson.
Still punch like Mike Tyson. If he hits anybody square on the chin, it's going to be problematic. I don't care who it is. So I like Jake Paul. He's a good guy. I think he's doing good with his boxing stuff. I think it's a great promotional situation for him and Mike. They should do really good numbers, especially having it upgraded to a real fight. But if Mike comes out and beats Mike like Mike normally does, it'll be pretty tough for Jake. Now, if Jake can stay away from him about 4 or 5 rounds, then Jake has a chance. But you got to do a lot of maneuvering to stay away from him. So, yeah, that's my take. Thank you.
I'm like Mike Staff said. I try to tell y'all. I try to tell you. Mike is going to knock this boy out unless this boy runs the first 3, 4, 5 rounds. He better get on his horse. Don't try to be no hero and stand in there with OG Mike. Because Mike, it seems like Mike wants to fight this one. The last 2 fights, he didn't want to fight. This fight, it looks like he's training. It looks like he wants to bring that dude out one more time. If you watch the Joe Rogan podcast, the Rogan Experience or whatever it's called, or was it, what podcast was that where Mike was eerily scary? And I think, no, it was Sugar Ray Leonard. And he was sitting there talking about the demons he used to have, and he missed them. I was like, what? He said, I miss them. I want to bring them out one more time. I was like, yo, Mike, don't bring them out. Sweet Brother Noomsy said it's upgraded to an actual fight, not just an exhibition. Yeah, like 10-ounce gloves. If they go 10-ounce gloves, it might be night. I don't know about the glove weight. If they go 10-ounce gloves, it's night. 18-ounce gloves is the only way Jake got a chance. When Mike fought Roy, I was tricked. Oh, man. You knew that was an exhibition. No knockout clause with big, heavy gloves. Nobody's getting knocked out. But what Roy Jones is saying, when he said problematic, Mike went off on Roy about 3 times in that fight. And Roy was like, yo, it's an exhibition. It was supposed to be an exhibition, like Martin told the other DJs on Martin's show. It's supposed to be an exhibition. What are you doing? Hey, wasn't Apollo Creed versus Drago an exhibition? And we know how that ended. You don't play boxing. Happy Boy said, hope he don't bite. You don't bite him. Hey, if Jake started putting hands on him, Mike gonna bite him. If he gonna bite him. Oh man, that's crazy to me, man. It really is. I used to say I missed my demons too. It's hard to explain, but when you are someone who used to see fear in people's eyes and the respect you receive, being a good man makes you feel soft, and I get it. Oh yeah. But you just need to know that you have a button that you don't want no one to push. That's why I love the Incredible Hulk. You guys see I got him up. And you live by it. Mr. McGee, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. And that's what I've been trying to do this whole year. I've been staying in prayer. I've been staying in my shalom so I don't get angry this year. And it's a choice you make. But if you're Mike Tyson and you had something inside you that made you the baddest dude in the world, yeah, you miss him. Yeah, you miss being that dude, but you could still be that dude and walk in power without exerting the violence that might come out. So I think you got to find a happy medium, a little balance in there, and live with that. You know what I'm saying? I saw a rec league dunk that's worth bringing to the peopleization. Usually when you play rec league ball, everybody's pretty average. But sometimes you get a sleeper. This guy bounced the ball from behind the 3-point line, caught it 2 hands, ran around a dude, and ended this dude's basketball career. And his friend turned around. This is not supposed to happen at the rec league. I think the game is over at this point. I think it's just time to pack it up. Or do a background check. Who is this? Is this an NBA player from overseas? I mean, nobody saw that coming. I blame Big Fella for not putting a hand on him. This is tragic, man. This is the nastiest dunk I've ever seen in the rec league. The fact that he ran around a dude and dunked on a dude, I think this is one of the nastiest dunks I've ever seen. Because 23 was running next to him, and he still ran down and got dunked on. This is despicable. I don't know. I mean, I've played a lot of ball. in my day, and I'm a pretty good defender. I've never had a guy bounce the ball to himself while I'm guarding him, and he meets me at the rim and the ball's still coming. I mean, that's magic, man. That's magical. Like Dad said, I'm still learning. Hey, man, until we leave this earth, we are learning and trying to get better. Nobody is a finished product. Yeshua was the only one, and he got mad and turned over some tables. You know what I'm saying? He had to get some act right. So if he got to get right, we got to get right. You sent me this clip. I think you did. That was produced by Sweet Brother Noomsy. That was the ugliest dunk. Everything. I know Elaine got that monster, that Hulk. She was a hooper back in the day when you can be a hooper. Now you can't even hand check, even in the women's game. Shout out to the women's game. It has been, I'm sorry, y'all, better than the men's game. I'm coming home sprinting to watch UConn play, to see Iowa play, to see USC play. I got UCLA winning the whole thing. Did UCLA struggle with Creighton? I'm like, shoot, when is LSU playing? I got UCLA versus LSU next. What? They got some games, some matchups. That's what you get when you got some stars in every different area of the country, man. It's the reaction. It's always a reaction, man. Wild dunk, game over. And you might as well go home at that point. There's no more. The game is over at that point. The game is really over at that point. Stats lie. All right, so my stats lie today. We're going Eli Manning versus John Elway. Who are you taking, John Elway or Eli Manning? Without even looking at the stats. You be a fool not to say Eli is better than John Elway. John Elway, to me, is 10 times better than Eli Manning. But looking at the stats, Eli is better than John Elway. If you go by stats. But what does your gut, memory, eyes, hair on your arms ever rise up when Eli threw the football? I mean, he had some great moments, but Eli's record overall in his career, I believe, was 500. Stats lie. People lie. But your eyes should always tell you what you need to know. Happy Boy said Elway. He's from the old school. You know what it is. Stats lie. I was watching, I love watching like little interviews and stuff, man. And one of the best players of all time in any position is Lawrence Taylor.
You right. I'd go through an ounce a day. There were times I'd be standing in the huddle, and instead of thinking what defense we were playing, I'd be thinking about smoking crack after the game.
Well, you gotta understand though, it didn't affect my play.
All right, man. So I don't know about you, but from what I know, cocaine is a heck of a drug, and cocaine will give you energy and a loss of humanly care, the compassion necessary to be caring towards another human being. As I've known family members who were on crack and smoked cocaine, snorted cocaine, and you get an extra rush of energy and strength. For him to say it did not affect my play, are we going to give Lawrence Taylor any flack for playing while using cocaine? Do we retroactively go back and say that's a PED? Because we saw Tommy Hearns fight Marvin Hagler on cocaine. We saw Aaron Pryor fight Alexis Aguero on cocaine. We've seen some of the greats come out and give a marvelous first quarter, a marvelous first round, a marvelous whatever it is until that high comes down. And then you got to deal with it. If LT was getting high on crack, are we going to give him any flack for that? He's still alive, so we can talk. We can talk trash. And if you see LT in person, if I see LT at the Super Bowl, I probably ain't going to touch the subject. I'm still scared to death of LT. He's still one of the scariest dudes in the world. Jameis Winston is now with the Cleveland Browns, and Cleveland, you're getting an interesting fellow, man. This dude is unique. He is fresh off the plane, and he is in the weight room taking snaps. I don't think there's a guy in the league as special as Jameis Winston. His name is James. James is a special boy. I can't put it no other way. He's a national treasure. Give it to him, man. Give it to him. Jumping right ahead to my mental reps. Let's go to let me give me another nice little cool beat. Let's go with a jazzy feel. I learned something from Kyrie Irving, man. Kyrie's an interesting dude. He gets a lot of flack, but he speaks his mind.
And also the current players that are playing, and also the younger generation. I steal moves all the time, just like people steal moves from me. It's just little tricks of the trade, comes with being a professional and also approaching it like an amateur every single day as a student of your craft. And, I'm never too great to learn something from someone else, or I'm never too good to learn something from someone else. So I just take that approach, and I watch a ton of guys. I go home right now I'll break my fast in like an hour or so, and I'll just be sitting in front of my computer. My wife will bring me my food, and my kids will be running in and out, but I'll be on YouTube for hours like I used to do when I was a kid. And no, I like to say I'm a mix of all the greats that have come before me, and I've watched a ton of.
So in his humility, Kyrie gives credit to all the greats that he watches, to how he got better. And I think as men, as we are a network that focuses on the mental health, the improvement, the well-being of men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, how do you teach an old dog new tricks? As a young athlete, of course, you listen to your OGs and you learn the game from those who have played at a high level, and you respect that. But as men, can we do the same thing? I believe so. Mentorship doesn't stop. Camaraderie doesn't stop. Community doesn't stop. The approach that Kyrie has towards being a basketball player, as far as watching the greats every day, learning and stealing little tips and adding it to your game, could be the same approach we have as middle-aged men who have turned the corner, who have done majority of what we're going to do in our life. Now we have another half of our life to focus on. And how are you going to get better? That is surrounding yourself with good dudes. Surround yourself with good people. Hopefully you have a good woman who will support you and be there for you and see you for who you are and support you. But it's really important that we can see other men striving and doing the right things, doing kingdom work. If you're not involved in your church, be involved in something, helping people that need your help and your expertise. Reach back and go coach a little league team. Go coach your old high school. Do whatever you have to do to share what you've learned. And I think you'll find that you'll have a lot more giving to do as we had turned that corner in life. I mean, you've ripped and ran your whole life. And if you've reached 30, 40, 50, you're blessed. Because 70 is the promise. We don't get there too fast. But as we get there, make an impact, man. Make an impact. Rodney Sauce in the building. What we can't because too many were doing it. What's up, Rio? I appreciate you, man. I got my Temu Lokes on and my Temu chain on. Everybody steals from others. People act like if Michael Jordan didn't copy David Thompson when they mentioned Kobe emulating MJ. You'd be a liar if you didn't say I was copying. I was in the boxing ring tonight and I was borrowing one of the boxer's style because I didn't have no style. I'm a street dude who slap box. I need to learn how to box at my old age and my height. So I turned my chin, I turned my shoulder, and I was trying to relax in the pocket. I was still getting hit upside the head, but I was trying. But the thought process behind it, Rod, learn from the greats. That's how you get great. How you get faster, running with fast people. How do you become a good man? Learn from good men. Also, watching the tournament. I was very impressed with the Oakland University basketball team. They had a player named Jack Golke, and he looked like he was 35 years old. They say he was 24. I beg to differ. But that's besides the point. The experience that team had with all these 4th and 5th year dudes and came in there and won a game in the tournament just goes to show the experience that we have gained through our lives can be a springboard to success, because we've seen a lot. We've been places. We've seen what works. We've seen what doesn't work. The experience of an older person in any walk of life, not just basketball, not football, not baseball, but anything. Your experience should give you the patience. It should give you the drive. It should give you the knowledge necessary to be successful. So that's why I appreciate when a Cinderella with some veterans, some juniors and some seniors make it to the Final Four. It's because that experience they have. They cut their teeth at an early age, and now they're seasoned veterans and they're able to learn what they need to learn along the way, and now they can help the youngsters. That's why Kentucky loses every year. They got a bunch of 18-year-olds. Show me a team that got a bunch of 24-year-olds, and you'll have a team that's way more intelligent, way more ready to play. All right, getting ready to get out of here. I was going to go through my tragic Jawns, but I'm going to go ahead and wait. Once again, if you want to assist my daughter in her final film project, Big Brother Todd already blessed her a little bit. I appreciate him. $20, $50, $100, does not matter. Hit your phone up to the TV, take a picture. We'll put the focal point on one of these QR codes and drop $20 on her book so she can help pay her crew for her last film project at Loyola Marymount. I really, really appreciate you if you can get that done. All right, I believe my time is coming to an end. It is now 9:57 on the NGBN TV network. Who's coming up next? Chevy and Nasty on the ride. I appreciate y'all for hanging out. AC2 says, bro made 10 threes on Kentucky and destroyed everyone's bracket and said he's not making it to the NBA. And he's not making it to the NBA. No, he probably doesn't have the athleticism to play in the NBA, but he can stroke it. Somebody's gonna give him a chance. He'll be in someone's G League team. He's gonna play a few years in someone's overseas league. I promise you that. All right, you guys. I appreciate y'all once again. I will see y'all next time on NGBN TV Network. I'm AC. This is AC Sports Live. Peace out.
Ain't no games being played, ain't tripping off old age. Working at the slots and I was slanging gold chains. Really never sober.